Let's move now to the NFC South. It's getting pretty crowded at the top with the Falcons and the Buccaneers, both tied at 7-5. They have split the head-to-head season series as well. Let's check out what Matt Ryan and company faced the final 4 games of the season at the Rams this weekend. Then they travel back to Atlanta They also have the 49ers, then 2 division foes to finish at the Panthers and home versus the Saints. You see that on your screen right there, those final 4 games. On the flip side, the Buccaneers' remaining schedule looks like this. They still have to play the Saints twice. Sandwiched between the Saints game lie the Cowboys in Dallas. Jameis Winston and crew finished the season at home against the Patriots. So do you feel like the Falcons kind of have the inside track to winning this division, and maybe they should be able to lock this up?
Yes, I do. Look at the schedule. That's a tough schedule. You know, you got the Saints twice. Certainly at New Orleans is tougher than having them in Tampa. But those other 2 games are very, very tough. Depends. You know, you'd almost rather have the Cowboys last, because maybe they'll have everything locked up and you won't see Dak, you won't see Ezekiel as much. But the fact that they have them in a couple weeks makes it harder. I think their schedule is harder. And because of that, look, you got to figure the Falcons are going to get 2 of those wins as they play the Rams and the 49ers.
Okay.
Both bad teams, especially San Francisco. And then can they beat the Saints? Can they beat the Panthers? You know, the other, you have 2 games that are common between the 2 teams. Atlanta and Tampa both have the Saints and the Panthers. Of the other 2 games, Atlanta's are 49ers and Rams.
Very easy.
Yeah, and on the flip side, the Bucs have the Saints again and at Dallas. So, look, it doesn't take a genius. All you've had to do is watch a little football this year to realize one's schedule is a lot easier.
But can you believe in the Falcons, though? Because this is a team that's known to fall off down the stretch. We know how they started last year, 5-0. We know how they started this year, 4-1, and they've been known down the stretch to falter. So although the schedule sets up well,
plus, you look at Tampa, they've won 4 games in a row. They're really starting to figure it out. They're starting being a rhythm with Jameis Winston and Dirk Cutter calling these plays. Defense is playing better. They go on the road and beat San Diego this past weekend. Mike Evans is completely emerging as a superstar wide receiver. I have more faith in the Buccaneers, but that faith can only take you too far. It can only take you so far, as the scheduling gods are going to have to kind of, pardon you a little bit. In this case, I think they're pardoning a worse team with less momentum in Atlanta, but that will see Atlanta win the division in my mind. Even though I think the Bucs, continue this hot play, I see them probably going 2-2 in those last games, and I think Atlanta goes 3-1.
When I remember or consider what the Bucs did a couple of weeks ago to Seattle, holding them to just 5 points, that really opened up my eyes, because, look at what Seattle did last night, scoring 40 against Carolina. So you never know, as
it's
they say.
It's not just a 4-game win streak.
For
Some
sure.
real quality
Wins.
performances in that streak.